Heroes do walk amongst us, everyday people doing extraordinary things. And now, the Fatu Network presents live at the COCO Ocean Resort and Spa on Saturday, 14th March 2020. For their devotion, their sacrifice, their innovation, their service, the first ever Heroes Awards, bringing together the biggest names of 2019. Movers, shakers, leaders, shapers, making a difference one giant leap at a time. Our very own everyday heroes. The Heroes Awards, honoring inspiring personalities.
Viewers, welcome to the Fatu Network. My name is Omar Wali, and with me here is the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Bio. Madam, welcome to the Gambia.
Thank you.
I understand that your husband remarried. Was that the case, or you just exchanged vows?
It was a renewal of a vow. When we got married 2013, we were married in a mosque.
In London?
In London, yes. We were married in a mosque, and then we did our registry there. Back now, when we came back to Sierra Leone, I believe everybody knows my husband is a Catholic Christian, and I'm a Muslim. So he had fulfilled my own side of my religion, and what we did was really to just fulfill his own side of his own religion.
We'll come to that later. Let's talk about your coming to the Gambia, attending the Heroes Award. Tell us about this. How do you feel being in Gambia to attend such an event?
It's a very important event for me. Reason being is Heroes Award. Even the name Heroes means that you have served. You have actually served your nation. And I'm very happy to be here. And I'm happy the fact that the organizers have thought of celebrating Gambians that have done so much for this country. Gambians that are portraying Gambia internationally in a very positive way. Gambians that have been part of nation's development. So for me, it is important to celebrate people when they are alive. There's no need to celebrate somebody when they are dead, because the dead person don't know that they are celebrating them. So I'm happy that the idea has bear fruits, and the idea is we're going to see what is going to happen tonight.
What is going to happen tonight? Let's talk about Sierra Leone for a moment. In one of your speeches at the United Nations, you said girls miss almost 84 days in school. And you know about the Hands of Girls and so on. So tell us about that campaign. How far are you with it?
Well, when I started the Hands of Our Girl campaign, it also culminated with the fact that you need to do some research and know the reason why girls are dropping out of school. I went to UK sometime April last year, and during the African Women's Summit, a 17-year-old Tanzania girl stood among the audience and actually confronted me with this issue, that if I know girls are missing out of school of tremendous numbers of days just because they cannot have sanitary pads when they are seeing their menstruation. I have never thought of sanitary pads as another obstacle to women or girls in school. I've never thought about it until this little girl, a 17-year-old girl, brought that to my attention. So when I went back, I started looking into the issue. I started checking on students and talk to pupils and understand some of the problems. And that problem is actually in Sierra Leone too. It's not only them not having the opportunity to have sanitary pads, it's the fact that most of them use cloth.
Gloves.
You won't understand, you're a man. They use cloth.
Oh, cloth. Oh,
yes, they do.
Understand.
They use cloth for their menstruation, and hygiene-wise, it is not good for a woman, and dignity-wise, it is also not the safest way to prevent yourself from messing up your clothes. Girls go to school, and when accident happen to them and they see their menstruations on their uniforms, the guys will provoke them, and their colleague girl student will do the same, And that sometimes just make a girl not to come back to school at all. And I feel if that is a situation, it should not be a problem, because menstruation is not a choice. That is part of women. It's in us. We are made that way. I don't think we should be punished just because we're a woman, or be punished just because we see our menstruation. So I took that upon myself, and I started the campaign for free sanitary pads for all the girls going to school in Sierra Leone. And I've started raising funds for that. For now, the whole project is actually the People's Project. Every single penny I have raised for the free sanitary pads comes from the Sierra Leonean people, the generous support of the Sierra Leonean people. We have managed to raise funds for 35,000 girls. So come September, I can proudly say 35,000 girls will have free sanitary pads from my office, and they will have it for a whole year, so they don't have to worry about anything to do with sanitary pads. So now we're in the process of trying to re-educate them, make them understand why it is better to use sanitary pads than the cloth that they're using. And you know, there's a myth in Africa that only posh kids use sanitary pads. And I think that is wrong, because sanitary pads, it's not for the privileged few. It's for a woman who sees their menstruation. And that is the education I have to give to all the children in Sierra Leone, and find a way to help every child that is going to school at a menstruation age should actually benefit from free sanitary pads, because it's a right.
So 35,000, what will be the number in next year? Let's say this year talking about 35,000. What is your target?
My whole target is 650,000 kids. That is my target from day one. And that's what I'm looking for. But for now, what I have succeeded in getting is for 35,000 girls.
Okay. You said if you keep African women in the kitchen, we, the Africans, will only have smoke. So who is going to cook?
Who is going to cook? Can't men cook?
Okay. On a more serious note, why? Yes, this is an important thing. Why do you come with such a thing that if you keep you want women empowerment? In what way and forms?
I believe that men should understand that when a woman is a partner, the development process will be faster and the growth will be quicker. But then when you have all the women in the kitchen, have you asked yourself, why are men dying so fast? Well, it is not witchcraft. It's called stress. When all the men, every burden is on a man, because we don't look at women as partners. We look at them as just, they are women. So because you're a woman, you stay in the kitchen. For goodness sake, we're in the new millennium. Make us your partner, and let us live life together and live longer. And we celebrate each other. You bring some, I bring some, and then we have a stable home. You will not have a broken home. And there will be mutual respect for one another as partners, not as just wifey.
So, put quite simply, you advocating for effective household.
I am advocating for women empowerment. I'm advocating for education for girls. I am educating for girls to start seeing themselves as not just liability. So girls will believe in their ability. Girls should look at themselves as nation builders. Girls should see themselves as people that can also make a difference. That is what I'm advocating for. Let them stay in school, remain in school, get the same education and qualification like the men, and then come out and get a good job and work just like the men. So together, when they march as partners.
How did you succeed in bringing different political parties in Sierra Leone together to fight against child marriage?
Anybody who is a genuine African should fight against child marriage. This is not a political thing. It is an African problem. Child marriage is a crime against humanity. The girls who are being forced to be married for no reason end up become poorer. When you give out a child out to a marriage that they don't want to be, they find every reason to leave that marriage. And most of these kids, they end up living with another child. So liability continues. There is no need. Only cowards, men that are cowards, they're the only one that think it is good to marry kids. A true man marry their age mate. A true man empower a woman to be successful. A true man does not just look at a woman as a sex tool. They look at a woman as a dignified human being that is part of this world and that should be part of this world and contribute. But a man who believes that the only way they show themselves as a man is to marry girls aged 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm sorry, you're not a man, you're a coward.
Okay. So aside from child marriage and so on, what other challenges are women in Sierra Leone facing now?
Rape. Rape. These ones, the men are not just cowards, they're pedophiles. Because why would you want to force? You have more women than men. Why would you want to go and rape somebody? Come on, zip up. Don't rape our kids. Rape is an issue in Africa. That's not just a Sierra Leone thing too. And the good thing about the campaigns that I do, I don't campaign just for Sierra Leone. I campaign on issues that involves Africa. In Gambia here, they are rapists, a whole lot of them. Even the ones that marry those 12-year-old kids, they're rapists.
So that's the category you put in them in?
All of them.
You're seen by many.
You seems like you've lost of words.
No, I'm not lost of words because I know there is something. Okay. You're seen by many as a first lady who focus more on women than other people, like the men. Why? When men also are facing these challenges?
Because women has always been the disadvantaged sex. Women has always been the ones that have to struggle for everything. Now let's talk about sanitary pads. The world is giving free condoms to men. Is sex not a choice? They're giving free condom to men. Menstruation is not a choice. It's in us. They should have started giving free menstrual pads to women since when Adam was here, when Eve came. They should have given, because since when Eve came here, she started seeing her menstruation. So that, come on, that's injustice. If you want to give me free condom, I'll take the condom, but give me a sanitary pad too. Because having sex, I will choose if I want to or I don't want to. But seeing my menstruation, I don't have a choice. And I don't negotiate with God. I have to see it as long as I am in that age. So,
raping a girl either 2 years, 6 years, or a woman, or even a woman of 50 years risks going to a jail for life imprisonment.
That's where they deserve to be.
Is that not too harsh?
No. Is it harsh? What is harsh than a man raping a 2-year-old kid, a child? You will damage for the rest of their lives. You know, some of these kids died instantly, and there is no punishment. There is no punishment for me that is enough, because it's just that you cannot put death penalty on this. But a pedophile has no place but in prison. Somebody who rapes a kid as young as 2, 3, 4 years old, somebody who raped a woman, 60-year-old old woman, who is now dragging their feet towards their grave. Abba, how many young, strong, physically fit women that you have in the world? Why only rape the vulnerables?
Is it a common problem in Sierra Leone where men will jump on women?
It's a common phenomenon in Africa. It is not just a Sierra Leonean thing. I think it just happens that I am one first lady who is willing to talk about it. It is a problem.
Why are you willing to talk about it? Why are you inspiring other African women, first ladies, to talk about it?
I am doing my own duty because I believe that the people of Sierra Leone voted for my husband to bring changes. And those changes involves women empowerment and making women partners. My husband believes in nothing but gender equality. My husband believes that for a nation to grow, you have to empower the women. And I'm actually just taking a leaf from his principles of equality, the way he treats me. and the way he wants our kids to grow, the way he talked to my children, the way he presents himself as a man and a father to our kids, that is the message I take out. Mother Bio believes in nothing but gender equality. He believes that for us to grow, for a nation to be successful, you cannot keep the women in the kitchen.
Imagine your husband behaving otherwise towards your campaign. What do you think will be the outcome?
This is simple. I am not the president.
But you are the first lady.
I am just the first lady, so that's the difference.
So you call
for
that
a first lady,
just, okay.
No, let me tell you, my dear. For a first lady to come out and talk about issues that are of national interest, they must have got an approval from their husband. I will not just come out and start to scream. I will have to have the total blessing of my husband. It is the concerns that my husband presents to me. He will bring the concerns to me and say, this is what and what and what is affecting women, and I want you to look into it. So now I find the prescription as to how we can solve it. But the message has always come from the president.
You talked about sanitary pads, early marriage, but what are you doing about prostitution in Sierra Leone? So many young girls are on the streets.
We are taking one thing at a time. Prostitution is part of my campaign too, but we're taking one thing at a time. We've started with rape, we've started with teenage pregnancy and early marriage, and we've moved on to sanitary pads. There is a time for everything. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right. Let me take you back to my first question. Did your husband remarry you, exchange vows, or what happened? So many people are confused.
He did not remarry me. You can't remarry somebody that you've been married to 7 years ago.
So you married 7 years ago in
Yes.
London.
Yes.
You came back to St. Paul Seminary Church. And what did you do there?
Like I said, I am a Muslim. When my husband proposed to me, I wanted to be a wife through my own religion. I had to fulfill my own commitments to God. So I asked him, if you want me to be your wife, can you marry me in the mosque? And he agreed. He married me in a mosque, and then we had our registry, and we were fine. Now we came back to Sierra Leone, and I know my husband is a fervent Christian. My husband is a Catholic head and toe. So he wanted to also present his wife to the Catholic Church. You know what that means. Even though I've been married to my husband all these years, the Catholic Church, for the fact that my husband has not brought me in front of the altar and say, this is my wife, they still see me as his wife in my own way, but they needed for them to accept me as the wife of Julius Madabio. We had to fulfill this part.
So he is obliged as a Catholic Christian, to follow his faith, to marry you in accordance with his doctrine.
Of course.
Many criticize you, said a Muslim woman should not marry a Christian man.
It's the people who did not read their holy books properly. In the Quran, if Christianity is a crime, we will not have a surah called Surah to Isa. In Quran, if Christianity is wrong, we will not have a surah called Surah to Maryam. The Quran spends more chapters talking about Christianity, Jesus Christ and Mary. The Quran spends so much pages in the Holy Quran that talked about nothing but Mary and Jesus Christ. We talk about Mary and Jesus Christ in our holy book than the Christian in the Bible. If Christianity was bad, it will not be in the Quran.
Well, the question is not about Christianity, but it's about a Muslim marrying to a Christian.
It is not a crime to marry to somebody you are in love with, as long as that person does not change you. Nothing has changed me. I am a Muslim to and for. Everybody who knows me knows that I am a Muslim. Everybody who knows me knows I practice my religion. I don't have to impress people. I don't have to. My husband, who I owe an obligation to, has never asked me to change and become a Catholic.
You are following your heart.
I am following the right path.
Your heart, and you kind of put aside religion in some aspect.
No, it is not a crime. Because the one thing Sierra Leone enjoys more than any other religion, any other country in this world, is the fact that the religious tolerance that is in Sierra Leone, you won't find anywhere else.
Did you also bear in mind the pain and suffering you brought to some people during that period? Roads were blocked, people could not go for their business because you and your husband were in the church exchanging vows. I
think you have got your messages or your story so wrong.
Not really.
No, really.
This marriage was held out in the outskirts.
Now let me tell you. First of all, let me make something clear to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The marriage, we did not have public holiday. Everybody went to work.
I'm not talking about that.
Sorry, let me finish here, sir. We did not have public holiday. Sierra Leone have 7 million people. We invited only 300 to witness it. And we have it in a church that can accommodate at least 2,000 people. We only invited 300 people. The road was open. You can go up and down as you pleases. We were in the church for 2 hours alone. 2 hours.
You were at St. Paul Seminary Church.
I don't think you even know where St. Paul is.
No, this is what I read, and this is information I got.
It is not everything you read on social media.
It's not about social media. This is coming from a credible newspaper.
Like, seriously?
Right.
If they were telling you the truth.
Okay, now you are denying that roads were not blocked?
No.
Okay, but they said it came at a time when the country was struggling with electricity problem, including Bo, the second city.
So because the country is struggling with electricity and all of those things, that nobody dies in Sierra Leone, is it?
No, it's not about that. But it's
no,
not.
Sorry, listen. I am talking about somebody fulfilling his religious right. Do you know when Mother Bio is going to die?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. So do you want him to wait till they have light and electricity in Bo Kenema and all of that before he can fulfill his obligation to God?
But can't Mother Bio also prioritize looking at the country's situation and said, why not I just solve this problem instead of spending money on this?
Okay, let me start. First of all, this is an issue that I am so pleased that you've brought in this platform. The state did not give me even water on my wedding. Let me make that clear. Not even water. If anybody give me water to drink on my wedding, come forward and show your face. The state did not give me one single penny for my wedding. And before I become first lady or my husband becomes the president of Sierra Leone, we were not wretches. We have our own money. We were not beggars. We have our own money. We worked. Let me start with you that is asking the question. When I lived in the Gambia, was I working or I was selling oranges in the junction? I worked. 22 years of my life, I have done nothing but work. You know why? So when I want to look good, I should be able to afford it. When I want to celebrate my wedding, I can go to the bank and take my own money and put to my wedding, because nobody in this world, Muslim, Christian, whatever religion are you, when you want to marry, believe you me, you will spend. Some people will go and take credit. Do you know if I actually went to the bank and take a loan? You don't know where I got the money from. The state did not give me one penny. So it should not be anybody's problem, because as long as I did not take from you, let it not be your problem. I was not a beggar. I was an actress that was earning money out of my job. Before that, in the Gambia here, I was one of the biggest promoters in this country, and I was one of the most youngest businesswoman, successful businesswoman in the Gambia. So, and you think all of that money I was looking for what?
So because you don't take, or the government did not give a penny, you don't bother about the concerns coming from people?
No, did I say I'm not bothered? You are talking about instead of spending the money.
Yes, because... Okay.
So do you want me, let me ask you this. The money that I went and sweat, waking up 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter in the United Kingdom to go on set, under the freezing cold, my own personal money. As I sit here as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, I am not being paid. You want me to take my personal money to put lights in Bo and Kenema?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Whilst you are looking for funds to get sanitary pants for women.
My own personal money.
Right.
Me, the one way I go. Let me talk and fine in Creole, so you understand.
Well, when you speak Creole, you confuse me here.
Okay.
What is happening?
You want me to say it in Mandinka?
No, you can, there are followers who understand English. Let's stick to English.
My brother, the money that me, Fatima, I worked for 22 years of my life in the United Kingdom, going round this world. You know why I was doing that? To secure my pension tomorrow. And when I want to give, I will give. And I don't go around bragging as to how many people I help every day, day and night. The resources that I use to help people, from hospitals to wedding to burials to sicknesses to education, I don't need to come here and be bragging and say, oh, you know what, I spend this, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't. But let me remind you, sir, that money is my money.
So you can spend it anyhow?
Where I want it, that is where I will spend it.
So, anyhow, anywhere you want to spend it. But can't you also change people's life with that money?
Oh, you are so serious. What do you think I have been doing since I've become the First Lady of Sierra Leone? Do you know how many sacrifices I've made? Do you know how many of my own personal money I have invested in the campaigns that I do? I don't need to sit and tell people that, you know what, sometimes I actually buy my own fuel to go and campaign for Sierra Leone. I don't need to tell people, sometimes I actually use my own money to feed 500, 1,000 children when they are in need of food. I don't need to. The thing that I do that I call charity, the one that is zakat between me and my God, my responsibility to God, I do them privately. So that is when I will go into my account and I will take whatever I want to take. Like when Ramadan is coming, I know exactly how many bags of rice I want. I will not go to government and say, give it to me. If I target to have 500, 1,000 bags of rice, 500, 1,000 bags of sugar, the same with oil and everything, and I will go, and the money that I put in every imam's hand and say, this is your sunakati for the mosque, that is the charity I give as Fatima, my obligation to Allah. Do you understand? And that money, I don't ask from nobody. I take them from my account.
You are emphasizing, do you understand? It seems you're speaking Swahili to me.
No, I'm saying it to you because you are the one that always asks me questions to try and put me in trouble. And I will answer you, so I re-educate you.
So because of last time, so you think I'm going to put you in trouble?
No, you are not. Because this time I'm well ready for you.
Okay, tell me about last time. How did I put you in trouble?
I'm not going to talk about the last time because it's not a subject that I want to talk about.
Then I will bring last time again and I will ask you that question. Are you comfortable with that?
No.
You don't want me to ask you that?
Don't even dare.
Why?
Can we talk about the issues that we're dealing with?
Okay, what are you going to do for other women in the Gambia? Although you are the first lady of Sierra Leone, but this is a second home. What other support or do you have for women in this country?
Again, you have to understand that as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, even though I have a Gambian background, I cannot involve into whatever I want to do in the Gambia will have to be on a very low scale and very private.
In your capacity? In
my capacity as a citizen.
Right.
That is all I can do. You understand? So it's not one that I will want to advertise or want to tell the world, this is what I am doing or this is what I have to do. I know the people that I'm helping in the Gambia know what I am doing for them. I know the women that I'm touching their lives in the Gambia know what I'm doing for them. I don't have to say here because I'm not obliged to really sit here and start talking about, you know, as a First Lady, this is what, no, there is no competition.
I came across this in the act of a man manhandling his wife or a wife manhandling his husband should be taken seriously and they should be punished. What are the punishment? What punishment do you mean by this? That any man who manhandle his wife should be punished, or any woman who manhandle the husband?
Violence in any society is wrong. Violence should not be condoned in any society. So we have to re-educate our people and let them understand that you cannot be violent to another human being. So when somebody is violent to another human being to a point where they raise their hand and hits them, or they damage them for no reason, just because you're angry, it's a crime.
What type of Sierra Leone did you inherit when you and your husband took over that country?
What?
Sierra Leone, what society did you inherit when you and your husband took over office?
In
terms of women advocacy, women's advancement and so on.
Well, the Sierra Leone that we inherited is one that was in transition, one that is coming out from the mentality of war, and the one that is transiting from understanding what is development, and the one that is in a process of differentiating wrongs from right. And I don't think they were at that point when we came in. And that's the reason why you do have people who will have a problem if a Catholic man wants to go and fulfill his duty as a Catholic Christian. For them it's a problem. But for the ones that understand what the world is about and how far they have come to where they are today, they don't see those things as a big deal. So it is the redirection of the focus of what Sierra Leone actually wants. We inherited a bad situation, a country that was once named as the atom of Africa, a country that believes in education, a country that have educated so many head of state, so many ministers, so many chief justice, so many, you name them, they've all gone to Frobe College, to a country that is fighting to build their education system again. That is the kind of country. And the reason why I use education as an example, because any country that is not educated is not a country that will develop.
Imagine you are given an opportunity to address African First Ladies. What will be your message to them? I
have said it time and again. I've always been given that opportunity, and my position stands. When I joined the African First Ladies Club called OFLAD, they were focusing on HIV/AIDS. Everyone was talking about HIV/AIDS, HIV/AIDS. I made it very clear to them. My own First Lady is not here to talk about HIV/AIDS. My own First Lady is to talk about issues that affects my people, including Africa. And that's the reason why, or that's the birth of Hands Off Our Girls. Because in Africa today, rape is common. Teenage pregnancy is common. Early marriage is the order of the day. So if we really want to talk about HIV/AIDS, you want to solve the issues of infant and child mortality, you need to solve these ones first, because the people that are dying in the hospitals with pregnancies are kids. The rate of girls that are dying in the hospitals, if you can stop that from happening, and you can only stop that from happening through teenage pregnancies and early marriage, because when you actually married a child at the age of 13, 14, and you're sleeping with them, you're having sex with them, they're going to be pregnant. So if we can solve that, if every African First Lady would just say, no, you're not going to touch our children anymore, you have to allow them to be a woman before you touch them, then all of these issues, they will come down, they will come to bare minimal, and some of them will die out, because something like rape should die out of Africa. No, ask it in English now. Me too, I would not speak Mandinka.
But I can speak Kirio. What is Sabi? That's the only thing I know. Yeah. So I can't go further than that. I can't speak Kirio.
So no, say it in English then.
Okay, somebody said you want to know where you come from.
Where I come from? You mean where I was born?
Yes, but the person wants this in local languages.
No, I am...
you are not going to say that.
No, Nia Mario lafta puru ngama nikakawo afaye ko ngama nikakawo moi. Kendeke. But if they want to know where I was born in a town called Kono District, Koidu town.
Can you say that in Mandinka?
Nte wuluta Koidu, Sierra Leone, mwuluta jele, mbama mu Sierra Leoneano le tim fama le mu Gambiano ti.
I will ask you a few questions in Mandinka.
No, if you start in Mandinka, we will continue in Mandinka.
Yes, okay, we are almost done, so we can continue in that.
Okay.
So mo jama ko yajale be ye campaign me wuli ni Sierra Leone musola kuro
la karo
musola karo so you
but lafta kay la manika kan le correct yi
so eden inde jama le manika mo
na mba kan ne doro nga fo doro
okay musola karo e ka batada men solo je ni be la kuro jala e si muna fono mo le woto
ngante nga mimira dal muso ne abala wato la wo dal manke situation no ti mi ya lonko a famo katari a famo bulu sai ngam mira nte lafta minna ni momo be Gambia jam min se musol makoy e makoy ye sanitary pad soto man sanitary pad la I mean told e ka fonya me manika counto because ninko ila kuro so what it's like I don't think they will understand me. But ni momo ye opportunity soto ka sanitary pad sang ya di dindu wala minkata school wala ya di musola mimbe suwo kono mimma soto no amankodo soto kai wol sang ni yo soto ya di ala billahi yo mario sutura bak because e ka fengo min use ni sa sal be min kanating coronavirus wo bota munto ibola fele anata abota munto so nyin fengol be ibu kalon ni sa sal ka bonandami ye na jang ntolbe Africa jang na loptanol mambeteya mamborol soto so musol fengo fe min satin na muso kana sa jang sa soto wala ye fen soto mi sake ni tolia soto iba sambalai ke malia so sanitary pad ni te mu ke woliti mi ya lonko your true husband ke beto ni la muso bala watola tayeta sanitary pad ta ya sang yana diala as a present billahi la muso say kanu bake
yemu ne sote mem fala mo la jani be interview ni banda
mbe mu ne fala jumaye
mol men be la moy ka
ambe min fala doron musol nga ñom muta nga nakuwol muta ngam fangol long ni musol lo ta ñonye ni musol ye ñom mako yi mbe fengo fam min na ñin duniya kono ni musol lo ta ko ñing laftala nga ñom mako yi nga solidarity dundin na kuwoto billahi musobu ka flafife na masoto so mbe min fola musoli nga nakaramu muta nga ñom muta ni muso betiyata ke wol ka betiya dingol ka betiya ni muso ye fen soto aka soto a fango ya soto a kima ya ka soto a dingol ye bari ni muso man fen soto nin ke wo ya soto aka soto musu jamal ye bari muso ne ya soto aka dia kima lela aya dia dingola aya dia bamala aya dia famala aya la mol be sutura so fan ametambe ke wol mako e kan sai ke wol fanam bal danila ala ne ala kilai please alun tol fanam mako pour nin tol fanam lota isaje nimbe tala nseta as partners and then tol fanam sal mako back.
Finally, to our viewers, we have come to the end of the interview. Do you shake hand or because of corona you don't shake?
Well, coronavirus.
Did I put you in trouble today?
No, I'm fine.
So you were prepared?
I am ready for you, Omar. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, viewers. Well, that's Fatima Jabi Mada Bio, the First Lady of Sierra Leone. Thank you so much.
Heroes do walk amongst us. Everyday people doing extraordinary things. And now, the Fatu Network presents live at the COCO Ocean Resort and Spa on Saturday, 14th March 2020. For their devotion, their sacrifice, their innovation, their service, the first ever Heroes Awards, bringing together the biggest names of 2019. Movers, shakers, leaders, shapers, making a difference, one giant leap at a time. Our very own everyday heroes. The Heroes Awards, honoring inspiring personalities. Heroes do walk amongst us. Everyday people doing extraordinary things. And now, the Fatu Network presents Live at the